How was your day? Was school hard? Did you have any tests? Did you get in trouble? Did you kiss anybody? How was lunch? So, we've been talking about King Saul. Today will be the very last time we talk about King Saul. King Saul was in a battle with the Philistines. He's getting pressed hard on every side in this battle. And the fighting grew fierce around Saul. And when the archers overtook him, so the vocabulary word was archer mean. Archer means somebody that does bow and arrows. When the archers overtook him, they wounded him critically. Critically. You know what that word means, critically? It means really seriously. So he's really seriously injured. Saul said to his armor bearer, "Draw your sword and kill me." But his armor bearer wouldn't do it. He was afraid. So Saul took his arm sword and put it backwards, like into his stomach, and fell down on top of it. It's called falling on your sword, so that he basically committed suicide. Because he didn't want for the enemy to catch him, because they might torture him, and it would be really bad. So he killed himself. So him and his 3 sons and his armor bearer, all actually right after Saul did that, his armor bearer killed himself. He fell on his sword. So Saul, his armor bearer, and Saul's 3 sons all died in battle that day. Really happy, wonderful bedtime story. So they all fell in battle, and the Philistines took him, and they took his body, the king's body, as kind of like a trophy. That they were so powerful, they finally got a hold of Israel's king, and they took the body, and they put it. They cut his head off, and they put it in the temple, and they hung Saul and all of his boys' body up on the wall, kind of like you see like a deer head. A hunter will put on a wall. They put his body up on a wall, and some of David's men found out about it. The valiant men of Israel found out about it, and they journeyed throughout the whole night, and they went to where the Philistines were. This is very dangerous, but they wanted to show honor to their king. So they went in the middle of the night. They took the bodies of Saul and his 3 sons off the wall, and they burned them, and then they buried the bones. And then they fasted for 7 days to show honor to King Saul. Now, this next little part of the story has always been really weird to me. I do not understand what was in this guy's head, but a couple of days later, this man comes running up into David's camp, because David wasn't involved in that battle, so he didn't know what happened. So this man comes running into David's camp, and he's got his clothes are torn, which is a sign of you were crying, you would tear your clothes back then. We wear black now, like at a funeral. So he had his clothes torn, and he came running up to David, and he told him this story. He said, "I was just happened to be on the mountain where the battle was, and I just happened to see King Saul, and King Saul was injured really bad, and King Saul asked me, he said, 'Please kill me.' So I stood over him, and I killed him, and that's what happened." So David said, "Why would you put your hand against God's anointed?" And he told one of his guys, he said, "Would you please come over here and kill that guy right there? He just said with his own mouth, 'I killed King Saul. So I need for him to be dead, because he did not honor God's anointed.'" So, for a lie, that guy died. Weird story. Very weird story. So, how did King Saul die? How many of his kids were with him? And then they died, and who else died? King Saul has 3 sons, and then it's a pretty short story. That's okay. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. You guys have a good night.